Hello, my name is Donna Washington and I am a professional storyteller. I've been a professional storyteller for 34 years. This is the only job I have ever had as a grown-up person. I graduated from Northwestern University, and since that time I've been touring the world telling people stories. Now, I'm here today to talk about ways to use the skills of oral storytelling to make picture books and story time, when you're doing picture books, a lot of fun. So pick a book that's fun. And what helps a book be fun for story time? Well, my personal opinion is a book that is one that you can play with, one that you can use to interact with the audience. All right? So the first suggestion is, obviously you need to read it through first and find places in that story where the audience can interact with the book. Does it have great images? Does it have language that's fun to interact with? So you pick a book that's a lot of fun. Okay, I have picked such a book. This is the new book, the one I've just written. It's called Boo Stew. It's out with Peachtree Press, and Jeffrey Ebler, he illustrated it. And we're going to use it to illustrate the points that I have about picking picture books. One of the things that's really important to me when I write a picture book is that it have the sense of an oral narrative or a piece of folklore, so that you could tell it off the top of your head or off the tip of your tongue, and it feels like you're talking to an audience directly and not reading out of a book. So, you've picked your book that's active. It's got stuff in it. Now, what makes this particular picture book active? Several things. First of all, the illustrations. Jeffrey did an amazing job on the illustrations, and they're an integral part of enjoying the book. Second, the book has a refrain in it, one that comes up several times and that you can cue the audience to say with you. But the way you do that is you set them up for it. You set your audience up for all the stuff that they're going to see in this book that they could play with. So you might start by saying, okay, so here we have Boo Stew. This book has a refrain. It's something that gets said over and over again, and I want you to try to say it with me, okay? I'm going to teach it to you before we start. It goes like this. Gitchy boo, gitchy bon. Can you say that with me? Here we go. Gitchy boo, gitchy bon. And the second part is like this. Gitchy goo, gitchy gone. Right? So it's boo and bon, and then goo and gone. Can you say the whole thing with me? All right. Gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone. Great. Okay. So this is going to come up again in the book, and you're going to get ready for it, okay? So when you do that for an audience, immediately the audience understands, okay, I'm not just going to sit like a potato and watch this book. I have a job. This is not a passive experience. I have a job. Okay? So your audience is ready. They know that they're going to have to say something, so they're ready. They practiced it. They know it. Now, when you get into the book, illustrators spend a lot of time on these things. And a lot of times their work gets passed over. So you want to use the illustrations in the book to make the book active. So for instance, before we even start, the end papers of this book are really fascinating. So it's called Boo Stew, but when you open it up, you see stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think of as stew, putting in stew. There's broken wishbones and hippo sweat, and there's a salt shaker full of dandruff, Venus flytrap drool. Does that sound like something you will put in soup? So you could actually show the audience, the kids, the adults this, and point out these various things that are in the in papers, and we can already start going, what do you do with that kind of stuff? That should tell you something about what's coming. And then, of course, we see our heroine here, Boo Stew. She's collecting fireflies, and there are some creepy things hanging out around her. So looking at the pictures and really talking through the pictures and even asking the audience, what do you think? Here we are, Boo Stew, and she's collecting boar hair. And there's a boar. It's a big pig. I mean, so there are things going on in the book that we could see before the story even starts. So it's a way of getting the kids to, or the people listening, go, what is it going on here? So you're setting them up for the story. All right. The characters all have sounds and voices and body positions. So the third tip is use the book layout, use the information that's in the book to make sounds. Now, as a professional storyteller, I do a lot of sounds. For instance, like if I need a monkey in a story, I'm likely to go, if I need a chicken, I'm likely to go, you don't have to do that. All right? You're not required to make really exotic noises. Nobody expects you to do that. The pictures in the book help to fill in the background. But what you can do, third tip, is give these characters sounds and body position. Don't just say the noises. Change how your body works. So for instance, the first time we use our little refrain, Gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone, it's a little scare who's popped up. You see him here? He's popped up on a breakfast table. And he says, gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone. But how much more fun is it if you say, while you're reading it, because of course while you're reading the book, they only see the cover. And the cover is lovely, but that's all they're seeing. And they're staring at you. Now ideally, they won't just be looking at the cover, they'll be looking at your face, they're gonna be looking at your body. So, here's an option. Instead of saying, an itty-bitty scare opened the window and plopped right into the middle of his pancakes. It waggled its hairy little head. Gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone. You could do this. When an itty-bitty scare opened the window and plop, right down in the middle of his pancakes, it waggled its hairy little head. Gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone. That second one is way more interesting than the first time I read it. And it didn't really require all that much work on my part. Just gitchy boo, gitchy bon, gitchy goo, gitchy gone. Changing the pitch, the tone, the quality of your voice will change what your audience experiences. And because it's a refrain, remember we learned it already, so the next time it comes up, you can say he felt a tap, tap, tapping on his shoulder. You could give us the tap, tap, tapping. And the next boo is bigger. The scare is bigger. So you can say things like, do you know what the scare said? You guys remember, right? Can you say it with me? This one is bigger. So we need to have a bigger sound. Now, you have a choice. You can either withhold the picture, because we know that the Gitchy Boo Gitchy Bon is on the book. It's written on its own page. So you can either flip the book around, let them see the scare, and then make the sound together, or you can say it yourself and then flip the book around. So you could say, you know, you guys know what he says, right? He's a bigger one. Make a bigger sound with me. I need a bigger sound. Gitchy Boo Gitchy Bon, Gitchy Goo Gitchy Gone. And you can make your body bigger. It's up to you. But playing with the book will make it so much more fun. All right? So those are my suggestions. 1, pick a book that is fun, that has things the audience can play with. 2, set the audience up to play with the book. Give them a heads up on something that they could repeat with you. Show them the illustrations, help them think about what the predictions are going to be in the book. What do you think is going to happen next? You know, that sort of thing when you're reading it. And of course, number 3, when you're reading the book, don't do it deadpan, don't undersell it. If the book is bigger than life, the colors are bigger than life, the images, the characters are bigger than life, then you should go bigger than life. It is a way, way more interesting way to watch someone read a book than for have them just read it. So good luck to you, and don't forget to pick up a copy of Boo Stew and any other book you see that has really fun read aloud potential. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.